With The Long Dark 2 coming soon, we can't help but wonder how that game is going to compare to The Long Dark. Obviously, it's going to be different, and in today's video, I want to share 5 things I think that the game needs and 2 things that I think it can do without. Up first, I think the game needs cooking. With recent updates to The Long Dark, we've gotten a much more expanded cooking system than the game started out with. You gather ingredients, you have to use specific supplies. It's definitely more complicated than basically just eating out of a can that you smashed open. I hope that Blackfrost will take this even further, with new features like canning food, being able to preserve food so that you have it longer. This could allow for more strategizing and inventory management. And also, if you don't do it right, it could make you really sick. Next, I think the game needs a more engaging inventory management system. I think it could be really cool if we had to physically interact with our inventory. I'm thinking of the way that it's done in Green Hell, where you can see your inventory items, interact with them, and really have a visualization of the amounts of space that they take up. Having to manage inventory in real time could also add some intensity to the game. You know, you can't just stop in the middle of the woods and go through your backpack. You have to think about, well, could a wolf sneak up behind me? Those things would have to be on your mind. Next up, I think that the game needs modes of transportation. I'm not talking about cars or snowmobiles or anything like that. I don't think that it should have those things. But I do think that it would be cool to be able to craft or scavenge things like snowshoes or skis. These are items that wouldn't make traveling too much faster, meaning the game would still feel slow at times and make you feel vulnerable, but they could allow for travel to difficult areas that you can't get to on foot. And of course, they could have built-in benefits and drawbacks. Maybe they help with your ability to navigate the snow, but are a huge hindrance when you're trying to flee from a predator. I could see this adding a new layer of complexity to traveling from point A to point B. Next, I think that the game could use some better character customization. Now, with The Long Dark 2 basically confirmed as having some form of multiplayer or co-op, obviously character customization is going to become quite a bit more important. It's not going to appeal to a lot of people if everyone is just running around as the same 2 characters, or you and your friend that you're playing co-op with have the exact same avatar. I think it would be great to be able to make our own unique characters and guide the way that they specifically navigate the world. It could certainly add more connection to the player that you're playing as. This is a character that you've built. Maybe you've created a backstory for them. It could definitely make things feel a bit more intense when it's this character that you like, or maybe you made a character that looks like you and that character is now getting attacked by a bear. Like, talk about intensity and stress. Finally, the 5th thing that I think that the game needs is cities to explore. The Long Dark really only includes very small communities, you know? Think of Milton, right? It's a few houses and a few small businesses, but there's not a lot there. I'd like to see The Long Dark 2 take us to larger cities with a variety of building types and different businesses. Imagine hardware stores or abandoned restaurants where you could find new items and tools that could then change the way that you play the game. There's a lot of potential here. Now let's talk about 2 things that we don't need. This is gonna be a big one. I think most people will probably agree with this, but we don't need this game to become a looter shooter. If there is going to be multiplayer, I really hope that the game will maintain the same lonely, dangerous, and haunting atmosphere that it's so good at creating. With other people, that balance that this game has really built could very easily be toppled. I have a feeling that they have a good read on what the community wants, but we've seen games take really strange directions, and I just really hope that this game does not take that direction. Next, and this is one that I already mentioned when I was talking about the modes of transportation that I think should be added, there are vehicles that we definitely don't need. Like I said, we don't need cars or snowmobiles or very high-powered modes of transportation. I think that those could majorly take away from the challenge of the game, which is asking you whether you can take on an evolving world with very few modern tools and putting you in the position of being slowed down. You are walking through this world. Sometimes you're running, but for the most part, you are walking. You are coming face to face with the dangers of the world, be it the weather, be it the predators, a combination of the 2. If you were using a car and able to just drive around the world, that takes away so much of the core that this survival game has been built around. those are my thoughts. Those are 5 things I think that the Long Dark 2 should have, and 2 things that I think it should not have. What do you think that the Long Dark 2 should have? And what should it avoid at all costs? Let's talk about it in the comments. If you like more content like this, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.